The first of the semi-finals here at the Oval, and we have two of the most skillful and entertaining teams in this ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Congratulations on your 50th T20 International. You've won the coin toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're going to have a bowl. Looks like a good pitch to come out here and hopefully put a bit of pressure on early.
Did you sort of toss and turn around games? Do you sort of go, right, same?
I feel like West Indies are, an incredible team, and we have to bring our best, and a part of that is being able to play our style.
Batting first, happy with that?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good wicket here at the Oval, a big place to step up. Myself included, I feel like that's probably what we've missed this tournament, but it still brings out a lot of positives, the fact that we have gotten to this stage without a lot of our...
Yeah, have won the toss today, and they'll be bowling first.
And so, just like you,
enough resources in the pace bowling compartment to trouble West Indies. They have Lucy Hamilton, they have Kim Gard, they have Annabel Sutherland, they have Nicola Carey, and no wonder they didn't make any changes at all. On top of that, if there is a partnership, they can always bring in the...
You got Kiana Joseph, who's been opening. We'll come to that, but then you've also got Deandra Doughton, and we've got Anjum and Sabasar. Sabasar, just looking at that. First question, do you still want to persist with...
In any case, in this World Cup also, the last 4 to 5 overs of West Indies have been very good. And I think they would love to kind of...
11, no changes, Anjum, and that is not a surprise. But considering the conditions, they've got all their bases covered. They've got prime spin bowlers. But like Savavai was mentioning, you've got Kim Gard, you've got Lucy Hamilton, you've got Sutherland. I mean, there's literally no weakness that you can exploit if you're West Indies here.
And there we are for semi-final number 1 at the Oval in London of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2026. Australia and of course the West Indies with the Kaitia Falls, the Peters, and they are led by Hayley Matthews, the irrepressible. Australia and the West Indies, former champs. Then both a little while ago the coin fell in favour of Australia and they chose to field first. Nice day here in London.
No noble thoughts brought us here to this region. Through it all, we have risen above. Throughout the land of lights, flashing their...
Hamilton providing that extra bit of diversity in the way that they will bowl today.
A very exciting day for both men with 100 against Australia, and she'll be hoping for some of those heroics today. Julia Price, Stacey Ann King with me. How confident will these two teams be? Because
she hits the way that she goes around scoring her runs potentially off that back foot with a bit of extra bounce on this wicket. Might be tough for Australia today.
And I think Australia they've done their homework. They've seen just how she has struggled in the...
That's a little while ago. We're not sure what actually happened. Physical impact and the psychological impact of that just as the game is about to get going. Stacey Ann King, she is as critical to everything the West Indies does. Eyes on Kiana Joseph and Matthews. And lovely way, astounding way to get off the mark. Hayley Matthews. Just a slight adjustment in length. Maybe you want as a bowler. It's a good length. And the field, Julia and Stacey Ann King and viewers for Kiana.
And here's where you're thinking, if you're Joseph, those two feelers on the leg side deep, you have option.
And she's keeping Megan Shute, who is a multiple World Cup winner, out of this.
Well, straight away, we do see a little bit of movement for Kim Garth. She is exceptional at the outswing.
Yeah, right there. That is how she was able to pick up wickets against Netherlands.
Exactly between them, fortuitously. But Matthews rolls on. It's the part of the game, Stacey Ann King, that I don't think it was that short, to be honest. Good stuff. Good work. Dumps of Matthews. She squeezes that away. We have to see that again, because I don't think there was much margin for error. That's good. I mentioned this last game. She tried to play it against Ireland. She was caught at short square leg. This time, though, Stacey Ann King, she went up and wicket.
Catch! Oh, Sophie, I like that shot for us.
And she also has to be watchful and just remember that it has to be a safe single.
Well, it's smart cricket from Keanu Joseph, but
I was there for the 2016 run chase in 2020.
no update yet on Deandra Dotton. This is going to be a big loss for the West Indies lineup. Hasn't really.
And you also look at the situation of the game and you think to yourself that Keanu Joseph, 5 from 9, Matthews doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, 20 from 12, but in the
Really nice straight lines there from Kim Garth. She's actually been real.
just after that, Ian Bishop.
Valiant effort by Phoebe Litchfield, but just short. In fact, Gardner. Hamilton wasn't interested initially. She's struggling. She's trying, Keanu Joseph. She cannot get it away.
Struggling. 5 from 13 for the West Indian left-hander. Richie. And the slip gets called into play, but well and truly wide of her. A much-needed boundary for DK. We've all been there, haven't we? Where you go out to the middle and you've done all the training, and then Mooney does well.
What I'm going to ask you is a couple of...
Difficulty is you retire, that's it, and you lose that power or potential power hitting. She doesn't go for the single, and it just slices off the bat, but she still will just get the single. I tell you what, Shane Dietz should not play poker. The West Indian coach, you can read absolutely. That might have just been sliding. I'd be really interested to see how the West Indies...
When you speak about Ash Gardner, you don't speak so much about the turn. It's the guile that she has, the trajectory, the way.
Oh, sounded good. Straight to the fielder, though, and in and out. And it is Georgia Vole. We saw it. Phoebe Litchfield only a couple of days ago against India. That got...
A lovely start here by Gardner. She just made sure she's...
There's quite the crowd that have come into. Maybe a little less because there's no India today. That was the last over of that Indian innings too from Sophie Molyneux. It's a top edge. 2 Australian fielders combining. One picks it up, one throws it in.
Possible.
Straight down the ground, Vole backs back and then just says no, not a chance at all. Is that the flick The switch being flicked here by Joseph. The West to the offside. And that might just... But there might be a little bit of a question mark around whether or not she'll be in at number 5. Yeah! Bowls our first bowl. Straight into the attack. The Australian leg spinner gets the West Indian captain around her legs. That's...
Yeah.
Sweeps and sweeps well. Handy and needed. Oh, that's space. A lot of space. So much space that she's found the boundary. Handy little start here from Campbell. Slog sweep. Waiting patiently and taken. Ash Gardner settles underneath it. And it is the end of a innings. It was a little bit of a struggle there for Joseph.
Of it.
Just a... You can just see cover and mid-wicket just...
Down, Dolly.
West Indies have got a base, but they need to launch now. There's no tomorrow. This is in the air, lobs the short mid-wicket, and just like that, Taylor goes, and the West Indies have lost their third very quickly.
Is that also the hope of West Indies of putting up
Big error.
Straight to cover and out too. Didn't learn much today. I'm afraid the youngster in Australia are putting the foot on the throat now. Ash Gardner, she is a happening cricketer. Things just take place when she's... Can't find her.
Catch. Spin.
Single out to deep mid-wicket, and that is just the worst possible.
Oh, down. Wait.
We saw the other...
Oh. Me. Hey, ball. Me.
Run out chance. Australia seriously on top here. West Indies, they've got an experience.
That's a better run there. And you just sensed a real switch on. Look, this is...
Just wide of backward point, and that's what the West Indies need, a great start to the over. Took the pace off that, which was a really good piece. Toe end of the bat from Campbell as she looked to use what pace there was.
That's just because they have such a good record here. So you have a good record, you don't want to change it.
In these overs, and that means probably about 25 to 30 runs if they can without losing a wicket. Straight down the ground. Has it gone far enough? I don't think so, no. They're too good, Australia, under the high ball in general anyway, and that's safely pouched.
That Australia has batters.
Nice sweep shot, and might look to force for 2. They should on the throw, and they do.
Over the top. Just for a moment, Elise Perry wanted just to give the hope that she might be able to get a hand to it. Instead, though, needs to pick it up from the boundary line. Good contact, but straight to Perry, who will not drop that. In a critical position in the game. And it is Georgia Wareham still picking up wickets here. The West Indies, wickets still falling. After leaving the ground earlier during the national, but this is a good indication. Good enough to come out and bat, and hopefully fantastic support from the West Indian community in it.
Oh, yeah, what on.
Does have one of the best arms.
For West Indies, it's so easy to... It's worse trying to get up to 120, 125 than throwing in the towel at 88 for 6. So that's what...
So if that's... And she cuts up and over. It cramped her a little bit, but just leant back and used the pace from Garth for the four.
No panic there at all from Deandra Dodd.
That will help.
I think that's what they wanted a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think sometimes in this game where we use the word innovation so much, we still can get a little bit formulaic about... Oh, she's laced that. Perry had about 2 steps to move and it was past her. Now they should look at... Throws it wide and the bat gets thrown at it. Gets inside it. There's space with the field up. Here's the... Clubbed. Yes, that sounded sweet. So now between Glasgow through the offside and now Dotton joining her on the offside. That's class. Using the pace there of Sutherland, probably knew that at one stage she might get this delivery, got to the perfect position and showing this innings and the left-handers on strike. And you look... And through to Mooney. So smart bowling there by Annabelle Sutherland. She picks up her first. It's a wicket off the last delivery of the 20 overs. 47 for the opening partnership. It was the amount of balls that they soaked up. Sophie Molyneux just kept the pace balls on for as long as possible. Once Matthews and Joseph went, then it was over to the spinners that went through.
Champion versus the 2016 champions, vying for the right to get into the final. South Africa take on England on Thursday. But for now, because the last time I said to Elise Perry that she'd been playing like a champion since 2008-9, she said I was 8. We're about to get ready with the run chase here in semi-final 1 from the Oval in London, Australia taking for wickets.
I think the number one thing is start with your tidy line. If you look at how well Australia bowled in the early phase, they were bowling stump to stump, making it really difficult to get that.
DK, how are you seeing it?
And these kind of deliveries aren't going to help. Some free runs for Australia. We saw Chanel Henry.
Yeah, it's noticeable we saw Kim Garth today specifically getting a lot of swing.
In their last league game, Georgia Wall got out pretty early.
She's very strong in front of square in particular, Georgia Bull.
And on the other hand, West Indies need to use that as an advantage because it...
Pull shot working very well for Beth Mooney on that occasion. But that skill, Ebony and DK, I think it's a necessary part of to land safely. But you're talking about movement. Now we're talking about scoring behind the wicket. The Georgia Bull, who is usually very strong in front of the wicket, shows a skill in another. That's where she can manipulate the fielder. I'll say it again, when you are able to play behind the wicket and in front of the wicket, you can manipulate the field. Under the bat, and Chanel Henry strikes back. And West Indies needed this and need more. Finds the gap. It was early, but it is a typical Beth Mooney cover drive. Very good, very good. Typical of what we've seen for such a long time from Beth Mooney.
It's too easy.
always just finding a way to generate. Good work there from Aliyah Lane.
Laura Boulevard. And they've reviewed it.
Impacting line, wickets hitting. Him, I recommend you to change your decision. Stand by.
Ever T20 World Cups. Coming off player of the match against India. Stands up nice and tall. That's a quality shot from Australia's opener. And Beth Mooney is very, very good on the pull shot. Didn't quite get all of it, but gets enough. 50 up for Australia.
National cricketer.
Oh, reaches. Gets into slightly out of position, but just the skill set of Beth Mooney has the time and inclination just to say, that's where I want to hit. Slower ball, still uses the pace and we know that Elise Perry isn't going to change the way in which she's going about her cricket. She wanted...
Have been different. Then another dot ball. Yeah, Australia's definitely not in a rush, but they'll be well aware of...
Oh. So Ash Gardner replaces her out in the middle, coming off half century. It's really bad. Nice contact and finds a little bit of
weight. She's required in the oval, not in this. And just we're looking at the Australian team warming up this afternoon. Just got a
oh, cuts hard in the air, and it was the power. They're getting really loose here, the West.
Crowd to actually witness what even Ashley Gardner is doing out there in the centre. They've seen that in Lords, they're witnessing it here at the Oval. Over.
And then she goes the offside, just goes in and out. She is just toying with the West Indian captain and field at the moment, Ash Gardner.
One of the best examples of that has just gone to 50. Beth Mooney. It's point number 5. Mooney thrashes it square for maybe a boundary. It will be a boundary. 100 up Australia.
Good cricket. Single after the boundary. Yep, Mooney money.
Oh boy, that is something very, very special.
We'll have an opportunity to beat.
Through the onside for 4, indeed it is. Backward a square for Gardner for Australia. They win by 8 wickets, and this in semi-final.